Kelly Bailey and Officer Penny. Kelly, could you tell us what it took to get these sidewalks put in and the effort that went behind it?
Well, I didn't realize how much work it was going to be when we started. It was a lot of collaboration with a lot of different organizations. So of course we had law enforcement, we had County of San Diego. But what it really took was just a couple moms in a really noisy kitchen on a Saturday to sit down and figure out what it took to write a grant, to figure out what the questions were. We did surveys, we did a walk study, we partnered with some nonprofit groups. Walk San Diego was a big part of it, and they really helped. And then just talking to everybody I knew and getting little pieces of how do you do this and what piece does that. So we submitted 3 different grants already. We have 3 of them approved. What you see here is phase 1. Phase 2 is going to be the rest of the sidewalks in front of the school and across the street. And then phase 2 will be a small piece of sidewalk that goes from here down to Hahana. So it should connect a lot of the pieces that we need. Before that, this area here was mud and dirt. There were people parked here all morning long. Students were trying to get to school safely, and it wasn't working. I was pushing my stroller with my little guy in it who was 1 at the time, and we were in the street and the cars were parked here where a sidewalk should be. And I said, this just isn't right. What do we need to do?
And Officer Penny, what does this mean for the safety of the children?
This is an important tool and an important factor in the safety of children. The pedestrian safety is of grave concern to the California Highway Patrol. We have an unprecedented amount of pedestrian fatalities here in the eastern portion of San Diego County. And oddly enough, over half of the pedestrian fatals involve pedestrian at fault collisions, meaning the pedestrians are the ones that are at fault. And over half of the involved fatalities are people under the age of 24 years old. And a lot of that has to do with our school-aged children. It's very important that we have a designated walkway such as this, and it's a challenge because in the older areas of the county, these establishments like Lakeview Elementary School was built before sidewalks were even an option and or were considered. The sidewalks and the safe routes to school is an important tool to designate this area as a pedestrian walkway, and so cars have a curb where they can park on the roadway and out of the way of the children. We have pedestrian-involved collisions are a daily occurrence in the eastern portion of San Diego County, and this is another aspect, another tool we can use to help keep our pedestrians safe.
What else we do is we also have a program here at Lakeview that we do education. So we have walk to school days, and we do a bike rodeo where we invite all the kids in and teach them about bike safety, but we also try to pass out information on how to be safe, how to walk safe, so that the parents know that their kids are going to be walking, they need to slow down, and the people who are walking know how to be better pedestrians. We've
teamed up with the PTAs and the school districts to help bring this message to them, because knowledge is value. And value is knowledge. And people don't realize those amazing statistics that I just explained to you as far as the pedestrian safety and the cause of these collisions, and that's a daily occurrence, and the amount of fatalities we've had, and that the majority of them are the pedestrians at fault. If they don't realize that, if we don't tell them that, then they can't do anything about it. Knowledge is power. So we thank the school districts, we thank the PTAs, and Lakeview Elementary is a prime example of what just a few people can do for the safety of the children.
That's great. So one last question, cost-wise.
Cost. It didn't cost us to write it at all. The cost for the grant money is pretty significant. All 3 of them together is about $1.6 million. So it's the money was out there, it was available, and we just went and found it.
That's great. Well, thank you very much. I think this is a success, and looks like the kids are enjoying it as well as adults. Thank you very much.
Thank you for covering it.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Is it?
Okay.
All right?
All right. Okay, so I want to hereby thank Kelly Bailey. Who came to me with her little stroller, the little guy who was in the stroller at the time, so this is how long it takes to have this process going. And as she was going over the bumps and the things on the road, she says, what can we do to get a sidewalk about this? And I had just looked about the grants to do it, and I said, actually, let's look at this website. Riverview just did it. So she took it from there did all of the investigation, wrote grants, got a team of people together who did the Walk America program. Officer Pennings was on board. Thank you so much. The county was on board with us. It was a great big deal, so she gets the honor. And what you want to do is pull it. You want to say something?
Yes, I want to thank my team who worked really hard, and I couldn't have done it without them, and it's just amazing. Which just a couple people can do.
So we're going to dedicate